Perfect. Okay. All right. Hi, Maddy.
Hey, Kevin.
What is going on?
Nothing much.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
We're on the vlog, everybody. This is Maddy. For those of the folks at home who don't know,
Maddy Frost.
Maddy Frost, frostiest of them all. No, she's not. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Maddy, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what it was like growing up as Maddy Frost?
I guess I feel like I need to start over. I feel
Okay,
so
start over.
awkward.
You were doing great.
Okay.
I was loving it, but
I
it's
don't
fine.
know what kind of.
We're gonna talk about you growing up,
Okay.
your life experience.
Okay.
There's no parameters for what that is. It doesn't matter if it was bad or good. I want to hear all of it. I want to hear first. I want to hear your life story,
Okay.
and then I want to get into what you do for a living.
Okay.
I want to talk about a little bit about your relationship and work relationship with Brad Beaker.
Gotcha.
I want to talk about going to the University of Michigan, like Brad, like Darren,
Okay.
and then I want to talk about our connection from you in 7th grade.
Gotcha.
So we'll just go through all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll start over again.
So
I'll start with
I should have given that prep beforehand. What's wrong with me? Okay,
That's okay.
3, 2, 1. Hi, Maddy.
Hey, Kevin.
It is good to see you.
You too.
Maddy, we met on the set at Fox Studios where you work, but I want to know what Maddy's life was all about. Where did you come from? Where were you brought up? And what was your life like before Fox Studios?
So I grew up in Saline, Michigan, which is just outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan. I attended U of M, and I swam there for all 4 years, and that was a huge part of my life until I haven't swam since then. That was about 2 years ago that I graduated, and then I moved out to LA to work with Brad Beaker, and I currently work at Fox with him, and I work on a couple of TV shows.
What are these magical TV shows you work on?
I work on 911, which is on Fox, and then American Horror Story, which is on FX.
Fair enough. Wonderful. And Brad Beaker, what is his role in these TV shows?
Brad is an executive producer and director, and he's the best.
He is the best. Let's just talk about Brad for a minute. Brad is a phenomenal young man. He also was a writer on Eat, Pray, Love.
Correct. An editor.
An editor.
An
Don't
editor.
forget that. And he works a lot with Darren Criss.
Mm-hmm.
He did Glee.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his role at Glee?
He was the head of post at the time, and then he got really into directing, and he's been an executive producer and director with all of Ryan Murphy TV for over a decade now.
Over a decade with Ryan Murphy TV. So he's got all these shows under his belt, some films, and you work with him every day. What's it like what's a typical work day?
Well, it just kind of depends where we're at with scripts, and if we receive scripts, I read it and break it down so that he has it and he can go over it easily if he's not directing it. If he's directing it, he'll obviously read it. He obviously reads all of the scripts, but he'll go through it in much more detail. And if he has special projects that he needs taken care of, he needs certain props, airplanes seems to be the big thing for me to go find, things like that. I have
You have to go. Sometimes you have to go find an airplane.
Yeah, if somebody else can't take care of
And
it.
then what do you do with that airplane?
We use it for whatever scene was written with an airplane.
Have there been any crashes?
Yes, last season we did an airplane crash.
That poor airplane. Doesn't everybody ever think about the airplane? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know.
Okay. All right, so Maddy, that's awesome. Sounds exciting.
Yeah,
It sounds like you live this great life where you're doing what you do. You love what you do.
yeah.
It sounds like you do.
And it gets better and better every month. Especially the past 3 months have just been, it's been the best.
Well, now that you've gone there, you have to tell me why.
It's just been, I've found ways to keep myself busy and insert myself into things so I can get more experience and hopefully move up sometime soon.
You're gonna move up. You're gonna do great things. What are your big plans and big goals in film, moving up and moving forward? Tell us. Break it down.
I would like to produce, so I'm in a really good position to do that because Brad has given me projects to get used to that. Because producing there's a lot of gray area and there's lots of things that you can do with that, but it's nice to get the experience before you get the job.
So you're learning the ropes, you're climbing, and you are going to get there, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. Okay, Maddy, for all those young ladies out there who want to come out here to Hollywood or go to Atlanta or go to Louisiana to make films, and they want to do what you do to climb up in the world, what is your greatest advice?
Just be kind, first off. You have to be nice to everybody, and you have to, sometimes people don't treat you the way you want to be treated, but a huge part of working in this industry is your reputation. And if somebody remembers you as not being the nicest person, they will say something, and that one thing can ruin it for you altogether. So being kind to everybody, knowing everyone's name is really, really important. You can't assume that somebody's name is their department head, because that's definitely not it. And working really, really hard and showing that you want to move up and do more than what you're supposed to be doing, because that's a huge part. And it's like when you move into that next job, you should already be used to those kinds of things that you're doing because you were trying to do it beforehand. So
be kind, be compassionate, remember names, know who the people you're talking to are, and work really hard. Put in that work ethic, put in that drive and that energy so you can succeed at any level.
Yeah, and don't forget to take care of yourself too.
And take care of yourself, because self-care is the best care. We talked about Brad Beaker a little bit. Brad is also a good friend of ours, Margaret, my wife and I, and because of Brad Beaker, we got to meet you. And so I want to know, there's this connection that you and I had that I wasn't aware of, that I think started from you in 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what that was?
So in 7th grade, I switched schools like the year before, and they did assemblies where they talked about bullying and peer pressure and mental health through a group called SAD, which is Students Against Destructive Decisions, which I don't know if people are still really involved in it, but I was really involved in high school. And it was because in 7th grade we had this assembly, and they mentioned this story about this man that jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived. And it really, really touched me. And I then joined SAD in high school, and I was part of SAD all 4 years, and I don't want to say instrumental, but I was a huge part of it, and I loved it, and I loved all the people and what they stood for. And we created skits for the 5th graders and 7th graders, and I went back and did exactly what I loved seeing when I was that age, and it made a huge, huge impact on me. So then I started being really aware of how important your mental health is and how self-care really, really affects you and everyone around you. And then in college, I personally dealt with mental health issues, and I had to really lean into the resources that were given to me, and it was really all because of that pivotal moment when I was in middle school. I was realizing that it's okay to not be okay and to ask for help, because asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It shows that you're aware that you need it and that you're strong, and it's okay to not be alone. So yeah, that's a huge part. It's been a huge part of my life, and I want girls to be able to go to swim practice and feel like they're perfectly fine in the body that they have. They shouldn't be looking in the mirror and comparing themselves to what they see on social media, because it's not real. Instagram is not real. Like, we all know that we puff it up a little bit, and that's not what life really is. Life is outside of the screen and out in the real world.
Life is outside of the screen, in the real world. I think that's an amazing message for every young lady to hear right now all around the world. And Maddy, I'm glad that the story had an impact on you, and that you went on and do great things to help other people find hope in their lives. It's a beautiful Can we talk about that we're making the movie? Is that allowed?
No, it's
allude to it, but not mention it. Yeah, we're doing a project together.
Yeah.
So okay.
Sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Say that,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. All right.
Oh my God! How long in the future, Maddy?
I asked him yesterday. He didn't respond to my text.
Okay, honey.
Okay,
trust me, I'm like waiting for it to say I'm spending the summer in San Francisco. So.
Oh my God, this is so
yes.
cool. All right. I think you were up a little more, honey. Do you know where you were?
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I got it.
Okay, love.
It's exactly
All
where
right.
it is.
All right.
Why?
It's exactly where it is. I love that. So my last question, Maddy, for you is, where is Maddy in 5 years from right now?
Oh my gosh. Well, as a person that loves to be outside, hopefully I live closer to the beach. I'm making a migration, like, as you make more money, you move closer and closer. So hopefully I'm near the beach so that I can walk outside and be outside. And hopefully I'm producing and able to travel when I want to, because money isn't as tight as it is when you have an entry-level job. And yeah, I hope to be sort of in charge of my own schedule.
All right.
A little bit, which is I'm not right now, and that's okay, because I like structure, but it's nice to know that in 5 years, I'll probably be doing something really cool.
All right, prediction time. In 5 years, Maddy will be producing her own show, maybe even 2, and she'll have that beach home. Is there going to be a pet involved?
Probably.
Probably a pet involved. His name might be Snuggles. Who knows? All right, guys. And Maddy, that's where we're going to leave it. We are glad you're with us. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it. Guys, that's the vlog. I'm really excited. This is my good friend, Maddy Frost of Los Angeles, California, doing great things.
Don't forget to go to youtube.com. Let me do that again. Don't forget to go to youtube.com/Kevin Hines and hit the subscribe button and the little bell.
click that freaking bell.
Should I do it one more time?
No, that was good. That was solid. High five.
That was good.
Bye, guys.